Hi, it's Ian from the Postal Hub podcast.
And Marek from Last Mile Experts.
And we are the Last Mile Prophets. This is the last word on the last mile. This video is created thanks to Modern Expo, one of the key players in the world's parcel locker market. Modern Expo's product portfolio includes innovative solutions with refrigeration and freezing cells, Bluetooth locks, and even personal parcel lockers. Marek, an interesting piece of news from Google just recently. They're integrating parcel tracking into Gmail, or some sort of high-tech wizardry or witchcraft, depending on your perspective. This is the article from TechCrunch. Google announced a small but useful update to Gmail that will allow users to track their upcoming package deliveries directly from their inbox. Feature works by looking for emails that include tracking numbers and using that information to determine the order's expected delivery date and flagging this for you right in your inbox. Now, already Gmail does some of this stuff for like flight bookings and things like that. It extracts the details and chucks it in your calendar. So it's a natural extension to that, but putting that to one side, Marek, what do you think this means for the broader parcel sector?
Well, hello, Ian. Hello, everyone. I'm a big fan. I was just waiting, and I'm still waiting for Google to really do their stuff in the last mile, because as you know, Ian, it's all about keeping the focus and the interest of the customer. And if you can create either apps or other tools that are really easy and friendly for the customer, you effectively keep his interest and focus on you so you can sell lots of other services. This is the big deal, isn't it? Because for any one single operator, it's much more difficult, because if you're in the US, so you'd need what? USPS, FedEx, Amazon, UPS, gets a bit tricky.
What we're probably heading towards is a super app where you can control all of your deliveries, all of your purchases through one app. And this thing, I think we've talked about before, haven't we, Marek, about do you really want to have, if you're in the USA, you want the USPS app, the UPS app, the FedEx app, plus whatever other regional carriers, plus Amazon, plus so on and so forth? Or would you rather just have it all in one place where you can arrange all of your deliveries and control them?
Absolutely, Ian. I think this is it, and in a way, this is a little bit of a sort of ersatz, because it's not really the full Monty here, if for want of a better word. They're drawing information from your mails, but at the end of the day, wouldn't it be cool? And this is where I think Google has a huge opportunity to become that super app. They're going to have some challenges because, of course, Mr. Bezos is trying to do the same. They would love Amazon Alexa and that whole world to be your world.
Yes, they would. There's echoes of what's it called? There's Google did try its own express delivery, and we've seen that Google is promoting at the moment online. If you go and watch a video on YouTube, or if interacting with Google in any way, there'll be advertisements saying so many e-commerce product searches start on Google. Sort of, it's interesting. Then they're trying to sort of piece all of this together, isn't it? There's search for products, where we be able to buy products through Google and then get them delivered through Google.
I think it's all about effectively creating something, an Amazon Plus. It's a marketplace that's even bigger, because, you start by searching somewhere. So, at the end of the day, it's going to be Google's sort of version of whatever Amazon wants to do, basically saying, look, you can come to Google, you can fix everything you want, find everything you want. And I think what's going to happen in the Western Hemisphere, at the end of the day, you're going to get Google trying to do something like this. And I think this is a good first step, but there's still a long way to go. You've got Amazon, which I can really imagine. I can't remember the Google one, but the Amazon, I know Alexa because I use it. Alexa will start being able to do this stuff. And I'm just waiting for the moment that Alexa is going to be able to track my parcels in a probably even more customer-centric manner.
Yeah, because there's already some integration with, is it Google Dot or Google Echo? One of them.
Google Assistant, that's it. Google Assistant.
Where I think with DHL is integrated with Alexa or Google. I can't remember now. It's getting too much.
Ian, the end day, or the end game rather, is that you find some central point that integrates all individual carriers, and then that point becomes relevant. The carriers individually, unfortunately, a little bit dependent on that central point of contact, which is what Google is after and what I would imagine Amazon will be after sooner or later.
The question for me is, how will a customer be able to control their deliveries through one app? It will just be a series of APIs that means that you'll be able to integrate all the different carriers into one app.
Well, you know what though, Ian? Let's think about it this way. From the perspective of even a big carrier like, let's take Europe because we know Europe best, like DPD. The chances of the majority of consumers having their app are fairly limited. So, from their perspective, if they have a choice of being part of something bigger with good APIs and good customer centric features, because DPD have got pretty good customer centric features, isn't that better? And to know you're going to be there in the palm of the consumer versus being there for 30% maybe of the consumers.
It's going to morph into a variation of the carrier neutral versus carrier specific delivery network discussion. Can whoever this third party independent super app is, whether it's in this instance Google, offer the same level of functionality and customer service, etc., that a DPD app does? Because if you say, well, DPD is the leader, well, why does DPD want to give that up? Yeah, in Europe or in the UK or whatever context you want to put it. Will DPD wish to, what's the word? Dilute the quality of its delivery?
I think, Ian, this is more interesting even than open closed, because I believe that Google's position is a lot stronger. Everyone uses, or many people use Google search engines in one way or form. My Android phone is based on Google. So, I think at the end of the day, there's not really a great deal of choice. And from DPD's perspective, if it means that the customer gets all the goodies, which are anyway they're DPD goodies, because although they're presented on a Google app, it's due to the fact they're offered by DPD. So if carrier Y, somebody like UPS, doesn't have the same goodies, then anyway, the competitive position will be undifferentiated. The only difference is going to be that DPD will be presented to far more people because it's not just via their own app, it's via a central app. And I can tell you straight away, and I don't know about you, I would not want to have 4 or 5 apps. I would be super happy if I had one app, whether it's Alexa or Google Assistant based, where I can basically have all the carriers, all their features. So I'm not sure whether it's really that negative to them.
Well, there are a couple of apps out there already that try to consolidate all this delivery data. But we've only got a minute or so left, Marek, and I wanted to sort of throw something else in here, is that we recorded a video 6 months ago now talking about how Google is opening up things like its map data and all of that in a play to get more influence in the last mile. This all seems to be tying it together.
I think, Ian, it's a long play. I'm surprised actually that it's taking them this long, because from my perspective, Google do a lot more in that space. So basically, becoming the integrator of all things last mile, rather than trying to offer the last mile themselves. There's one other benefit. If they are a player, as Amazon is, it's a lot more difficult because they're seen by the carriers as a competitor. If they're an enabler, then everybody loves them. So I think this is really going to be interesting. I personally love this concept. Let's see where it goes. But I have high hopes. I think they just need to do a bit more than they've done so far.
Well, let us know in the comments below what you think. Is this a good thing for the industry? Is there an alternative out there that we haven't thought about? Could posts step in here and say, we'll be the super app? Or are they not in a position to be able to do that? What do you think could happen in this space? What do you think is the ideal outcome for consumers, Marek, which I suppose is what we've got to be saying? What the consumers really want, then what are the carriers prepared to do? Comment below. Let us know what you think. Marek Różycki, thanks for being part of the Last Mile Profits today.
Thank you, and thank you, everyone.